How's it going, everybody? Thank you for joining me on Out of the Boat Throws. So we've been in Genesis going over the story of Noah currently and the flood, and we're just about to get into the story of what happens during the flood after Noah gets on the boat. So we're going to go ahead and go into chapter 7 here. Noah did everything just as God had commanded him. The Lord then said to Noah, "Go into the ark, you and your whole family, because I have found you righteous in this generation. Take with you 7 of every kind of clean animal, a male and its mate, and 2 of every kind of unclean animal, a male and its mate, and also 7 of every kind of bird, male and female, to keep their various kinds alive throughout the earth. 7 days from now I will send rain on the earth for 40 days and 40 nights. I will wipe from the face of the earth every living creature I have made." And Noah did all the Lord commanded him. Noah was 600 years old when the flood waters came on the earth. And Noah and his sons and his wife and his sons' wives entered the ark to escape the waters of the flood. Pairs of clean and unclean animals, of birds and of all the creatures that move along the ground, male and female, came to Noah and entered the ark, as God has commanded Noah. And after the 7 days the floodwaters came on the earth. In the 600th year of Noah's life, on the 7th day of the 2nd month, on that day all the springs of all the great deep burst forth, and the floodgates of the heavens were opened, and rain fell on the earth 40 days and 40 nights. On the very day Noah and his sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, together with his wife and the wives of his 3 sons, entered the ark. They had with them every wild animal according to its kind, all livestock according to their kinds, every creature that moves along the ground according to its kind, and every bird along according to its kind, everything with wings. Pairs of all creatures that have the breath of life in them came to Noah and entered the ark. The animals going in were male and female of every living thing, as God had commanded Noah. Then the Lord shut him in. For 40 days the flood kept coming on the earth, and as the waters increased, they lifted the ark high above the earth. The waters rose and increased greatly on the earth, and the ark floated on the surface of the water. They rose greatly on the earth, and all the high mountains under the entire heavens were covered. The water rose and covered the mountains to a depth of more than 20 feet. Every living thing that had moved on the earth perished: birds, livestock, wild animals, all the creatures that swarm over the earth, and all mankind. Everything on dry land that had the breath of life in its nostrils died. Every living thing on the face of the earth was wiped out. Men and animals, and the creatures that move along the ground, and the birds of the air were wiped from the earth. Only Noah was left, and those within the ark. The waters flooded the earth for 150 days. So we can see here in chapter 7 that the story of Noah going into the ark and how the animals came to him and how he did everything that the Lord had commanded him to, and how the way he lived during the time that he was in and with all the other people around him, as it states here in his generation, how he lived, how he followed the Lord, how he communed with God, and everything that he had taken upon himself, the Lord had accounted to him as righteousness and chose him out of the entire generation to build the ark and to carry on mankind after the flood. So as we can see from this, that it wasn't that he was perfect, but because of the way he was living his life, that the Lord found him righteous in the generation that he was living in. So I would like to take a minute to kind of talk about that and just kind of discuss that that's what we should be striving for. We should be striving for a right relationship with God, the way He expects us to conduct ourselves, and to show that in the generation that we live in, no matter what the rest of the people are doing. If they're choosing to walk away from God, or to poorly respect Him, or in some way, fashion, or form in order to go against what He has to say, that we don't go along with them, that we continue our walk with God, and that we stay as righteous and holy as we can in His sights, no matter what everyone's influencing us to do, no matter what everybody's asking us to be a part of, or in order to fit in with whatever it is they're doing to act like them. We should completely push that aside and do as God asks us to, no matter what group we end up being put in, or the people that surround us. That we shouldn't be influenced by people simply for the sake of fitting in or being part of the society or whatever it is to make us feel that we belong. We belong in the kingdom of God, and we should act that way according to His will. Something interesting here too that happens is after God gave Noah the commandment in order for him to take 2 of every kind of animal and bring them into the ark, the way it's described here is that the animals actually came to Noah. So we can see this as a sign or a instance where God's actually helping Noah to fulfill the commandment that He gave him. He's not just telling him, I want you to do these things, and then leaving him on his own. He's assisting him in fulfilling the promise and the commandment and the covenant that they have together. So we can think of God in that way, that if He gives us a task to do, He's going to help provide the right circumstances in order for us to fulfill it. He's not going to make it impossible for us or difficult for us to follow His direction. He actually makes it quite simple for us to be able to live the life He expects us to do, fulfill the commandments He's set forth, and to be in right standing with Him. And He's going to assist us the entire journey, that He actually is the one that guides the steps that we take, directs our lives, and puts us where He wants us to be. So with that, I just want to have you guys think about that situation, that if God has given you a task or put something in your heart, He's actually given you the means, and He's going to assist you in accomplishing that task. So don't think of it as something that's too daunting or too high of a level for you to reach. God has chosen you, and He will assist you in fulfilling what it is that He's put in your life. And quick update, I'm still in the tent here. It's been about, I want to say, close to 3 weeks. And actually, it's not too bad. Got a little space heater in here. There's actually a little LED light and fan on the top that the tent came with. Got some lamps in here, some shelving. So it's coming along pretty nicely. And it's actually quite comfortable, so there's not really too much to worry about. It gets a little bit windy over here, and that can be a little bit interesting because you do feel like the whole tent's going to collapse on itself. But it's stayed up pretty well. Haven't had any issues other than having to adjust the guidelines or the guy lines that keep it from shaking too much or floating away on me. And because of the weight of some of the stuff in here, I doubt it's going anywhere. But other than that, it's actually not too bad. I'm sure because I'm in the fall right now, close to winter, that helps a lot. And I'm sure during summer it's going to be a whole nother situation. Just because around here it can get to, over 110 degrees. So that might be a little uncomfortable to be in here, and especially at night when it's still above 100. That might be something I'll have to figure out how to handle. But other than that, if you guys have any comments about the discussion that we're having on chapter 7 of Genesis, or if you guys want to discuss the tent situation or what my plans are for that, go ahead and leave a comment in the comment section. If you guys do like the videos and want to continue seeing more, go ahead and subscribe to my channel, and I'll be getting with you guys next week to go over chapter 8. Have a good one.